Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we're following the latest developments on that deadly shooting rampage in an Orlando neighborhood. A reporter that works there in Orlando among the victims. Also, we've got dozens of states here, 24 states at least, with some sort of alert still. Blizzard warnings in 8 states, and that includes Southern California, where the Los Angeles office of the National Weather Service has issued a blizzard warning for the first time since 1989. We'll have pictures from there to Minneapolis and New England, plus all-time February heat to get into. Coming up right here on GMA.
Ahead in our next hour of GMSA, our Fighting Fentanyl series continues tonight. We'll have a preview of tonight's episode and what Pearsall, Texas's police chief is training his officers to do. Coming up this morning at 6, are you sending passive-aggressive emails to coworkers? You might be doing it, not even know it. A new study points to several trigger words and phrases to avoid. We'll give you some tips on how to avoid saying or sending the wrong thing while on the clock. And TransGuide, one of our main issues this morning is going to be visibility due to fog. It is worse in many places around town, something we are tracking both in the weather and traffic department. We'll talk to Stephen and Mike coming up. Right now on GMSA, the latest in Orlando over the deadly shooting and what Orange County officials are saying about the 19-year-old suspect.
And let's look out there with a live cam. Be careful on your way out there because pretty foggy in some areas, and we're at 64 degrees right now.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
We always say rise and shine, South Texas. Good morning. You're watching GMSA. It is Thursday, the 23rd of February.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we have Stephen tracking the roadways and Mike looking out for all this fog we're seeing there.
Yeah, some pretty dense fog out there, and a good portion of our viewing area, Mike, goes to age. Is it worse in a particular spot right now?
Right on top of San Antonio.
Yeah.
It has gotten very, very thick. Visibility is down to 100 yards maybe, which is not far at all out there at the airport. We've had a little bit of kind of some light mist being picked up on radar. Nothing showing up as of right now, but there's a lot of, fine mist and drizzle out there. And you can see that those clouds are extremely thick over there by the airport. Again, 0.06 of a mile. So do the math and do the conversion. It's just, like I said, 100 yards, if that. 1 mile at Port SA, 1/3 of a mile there at Randolph, 1/4 mile Pleasanton, and 5 miles. It's just that one spot right there, sitting right on Bexar County, heading up into, actually visibility has dropped down now at Port SA, heading up into Comal County, and then down at Escosa County with, like I said, a 1/4 mile visibility, and then go down 37 into the coastal plain. There are some dense fog advisories well down here around Live Oak B County coming out of the Corpus Christi Weather Service office. Not much as far as fog in the hill country. A whole bunch of allergens out there. Mold, ash are on the moderate side. Mountain cedar, hackberry, mulberry. This is probably why you are sneezing a little bit. And temperatures this morning are going to be staying steady for the next couple of hours. We'll have that fog and mist out there. Then, just like yesterday, we get the dry air coming on in here mid-morning, and the humidity is going to get pushed on out. We're going to have a lot of sunshine today. It's not going to be as hot as yesterday. We'll be in the mid-70s at noon and then top off at 82. Still well above normal by about 15 degrees, 10 to 15 degrees, but not yesterday's 89. Then we get some cooler air kind of coming on in here. So it's going to be back down to normal temperatures or below that, but it won't last very long. We'll take a look at the weekend forecast in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, what's going on, sir?
Well, the fog on the roadways, Mike. Let's get a look around town, see what we can expect. 410 at Rolling Ridge, things are moving along just fine, at least for now. But we did have some issues that popped up on our roadways. Thankfully, nothing major just yet, but this is now the hour where things really start to shift. So take it easy out there. You can see a lot of that fog taking over the roadways along 410 at FM 78. So just watch out. Make sure you use those low beams. 281 at Winding Way is a perfect example of the conditions that really could make the commute a little bit tricky. So again, drive safe out there as we get the morning rolling. Loop 1604 eastbound at Huebner Road, we do have a stalled vehicle, and really we've been seeing a lot of that out there. Eastbound lanes of 1604, watch out as you approach Huebner Road. But as we give you a wide look at the map, looks like another stall also reported along US 90 near 35 in the downtown area. So if you plan on heading out in the next few minutes, obviously give yourself time, but make sure your vehicles are working properly. Stalls seem to be the other trending issue that we're starting to see on our map now. Let's get you to some travel times if you plan on heading out the door in the next few moments, because thankfully it's still pretty green if you're traveling in from Seguin along I-10 westbound. 29 minutes is what you can expect to the downtown area, and it's about half an hour, a little bit more than that, from Lavernia on 87 northbound. And for our friends down in Floresville, it should take you about 29 minutes to get to the Alamo City. So I'm not really concerned with the travel times, at least for right now, but as you get a look around town, you notice that it's getting busier. And of course, we do have a lot of fog. That is the really main headline out on the roadway. Not necessarily a picture perfect morning, but we're going to watch these roads closely and get you through it. Guys.
Stephen, thank you. We have an update now on a shooting that happened Tuesday that left a man dead at an apartment complex near Austin Highway and Eisenhower Road. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the man as 31-year-old Zachary Leard. It happened around 5 o'clock Tuesday afternoon at a complex over on North Vandiver on the northeast side. That's where officers say a man in his 30s was found dead in the apartment's back parking lot. So far, no arrests have been made.
A shooting sends a man to the hospital, and right now we're told that he's fighting for his life. This all started around 6 o'clock last night on Milvid Avenue near Huron Street. And that's where police say a man in his 20s was walking when someone in a vehicle pulled up next to him. Now, they say that the two started arguing, and that led up to the man in the vehicle shooting the man on the street in the chest. This morning, police are still looking for that shooter.
In other local news, 27-year-old Dontre LaRon Nestle is facing multiple charges, including murder in the death of 24-year-old Orlando Stewart, who was killed in the parking lot of a local gymnasium. Police say Nestle, Stewart, and some other people were playing basketball at the LA Fitness on Blanco near North Star Mall. When Stewart and the others were leaving the gym, detectives say Nestle opened fire on the group and Stewart was shot in the head. He died at the scene. Several people identified Nestle as the shooter, but police weren't able to find him. Until last month, police say Nestle allegedly opened fire during a basketball game at a court on Copper Hill Drive. One person was hit in the arm. Nestle is now charged with murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and evading arrest, and 2 other charges.
And now to a warning from San Antonio police about a scam that has been happening lately. There are reports about phone calls where someone is demanding money and asking people to buy gift cards. Now, San Antonio police say they will never contact anyone over their financial status or ask for money over the phone. They are also asking for the money through payment apps. So if you get a call like this one, hang up, then call police at the non-emergency line on your screen. That number, 210-207-7273.
In your other morning headlines, authorities in Orange County, Florida arrested and charged 19-year-old Keith Moses in connection with a fatal shooting spree Wednesday. Deputies responded to an incident where a woman in her 20s was shot and killed by Moses, allegedly. Nearly 5 hours later, authorities say Moses fired at an Orlando TV news crew reporting on the earlier shooting incident, killing a reporter from Spectrum News 13. A 9-year-old girl was also shot and killed, and her mother remains in critical condition this morning. So far, there's no word on a possible motive for the shootings. Tensions between Russia and the West are escalating a day before the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
As ABC's M1 reports, this comes as Vladimir Putin is working to prop up support for his war among Russians and trying to enlist the Chinese.
This morning, heightened global tensions on the eve of the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In a new speech, Vladimir Putin vowing to maintain increased attention on Russia's nuclear weapons after announcing the suspension of Russia's participation in the last remaining nuclear weapons treaty with the U.S. President Biden responding in an exclusive interview with ABC's David Muir.
It's a big mistake to do that, not very responsible.
The treaty allows each country to limit and inspect the number of nuclear warheads Russia and the U.S. can have. Putin's announcement coming a day after Biden's visit to Ukraine this week.
Does it concern you when he says something like this, and are we less safe?
Well, look, I think we're less safe when we walk away from arms control agreements that are very much in both parties' interest. The idea that somehow this means they're thinking of using nuclear weapons, international continental ballistic missiles, there's no evidence of that.
Putin now trying to drum up support with this massive pro-war rally in Moscow, coming hours after he sat down with China's top diplomat. This as the U.S. grows increasingly concerned that Beijing might supply Putin with new military aid in the war.
That is a significant threat. Russia has had a hard time keeping up with its ammunition requirements in Ukraine, and China can solve that issue.
Biden returning to Washington overnight after meeting with Eastern European NATO allies in Warsaw and Ukrainian President Zelensky in Kyiv, reassuring both that U.S. support in fending off Russia isn't at risk of waning. President Biden vows to soon declare new sanctions against Moscow, though they've done little to deter Putin and his war. Putin also announcing that China's President Xi Jinping plans to visit Russia this spring. M1, ABC News, Washington.
Palestinian militants in Gaza launched rockets at southern Israel, and Israeli aircraft struck targets in the coastal enclave this morning. Now, this comes as hours after a deadly gun battle with Israeli troops in the occupied West Bank that killed 10 Palestinians. Officials are calling this one of the deadliest periods between Israelis and Palestinians in the West Bank, where dozens of Palestinians have been killed by Israeli fire since the start of the year. Researchers say they have found a possible link between regular laxative use and a person's risk of dementia. The study included about 10 years of self-reported data from nearly 500,000 adults over the age of 40 in the UK. Dementia was diagnosed in 1.3% of the participants who regularly used laxatives. Examples of commonly used osmotic laxatives include milk of magnesia and Miralax. Experts in the study cautioned that more research is needed and the potential link isn't strong enough to change medical practice. Time now, 6:10 and 64 degrees for now. The automaker Mercedes-Benz is partnering with Google. This means for the drivers and their experience while driving a Mercedes. And after the break, the latest on the winter weather that has now turned deadly, plus what experts are saying about high and low temperatures across the country. And let's look out there with a live cam, a foggy morning, 64 degrees, and allergens in the air. You could hear poor Mark coughing earlier, but we'll be back after the break.
Okay, I'm back. 6:14 now to the massive winter weather that's impacting many roads and airports and at a standstill, and feet of snow expected in some areas.
Overnight, more than 600,000 power outages were reported in Michigan alone due to an ice storm, now blamed for the death of a firefighter. Here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee with the latest.
This morning, several airport hubs are reporting more flight cancellations and delays as a massive winter storm creates treacherous travel conditions from coast to coast.
All of a sudden, I heard a big boom and a big red fire came up.
Authorities in Arkansas saying 5 people were killed in a small plane crash in Little Rock. The cause under investigation, but wind gusts were reportedly 40 miles per hour at the time. It comes as 135 million Americans in more than 40 states are on alert for high wind, snow, and ice. In Michigan, a volunteer firefighter was killed when a power line fell on him after ice snapped a tree branch. Power outages reported overnight in California, Illinois, and Wisconsin, and many more outages are expected. In Los Angeles County, a rare blizzard warning: up to 7 feet of snow could fall in higher elevations. The storm brought these intense conditions to northern Arizona, and this newly released video from the Wyoming Highway Patrol shows an out-of-control semi nearly slamming into that first responder. Meanwhile, in the southeast, record heat could stick around for days. It could be 40 degrees warmer than usual in some areas. Baltimore could see temperatures in the 80s, potentially breaking a record set in the 1800s.
Look at that. Temperatures looking like May out there. And yes, it is February.
And while areas like McAllen, Texas hit 95 degrees Wednesday, the Dakotas were below zero, a 100-degree temperature difference in the continental U.S. Experts say climate change is most apparent in winter months in both high and low temperature readings. Areas as far north as New Jersey could see record high temperatures today. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, New York.
Right now, 6:16.
Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos and how the roads are looking with all this fog.
Well, definitely busier in the last few minutes or so. Let's get a look around town. 410 at Rolling Bridge. You can see it right there. Obviously, the fog and a lot more people making the commute this morning. So you can just remember, drive safe out there. Use the low beams here in town because really that fog is taking over all our TransGuide cameras. So we can't exactly get a clear shot. But what is clear is that it is getting busy. And when it gets busier, that's when we start to see our fair share of issues out there. So let's talk about what's happening here along I-10 westbound at Greytown Road. Earlier, we told you that things were actually fine if you were traveling in from Seguin this early in the morning. But in the last few moments, a crash has been reported in those westbound lanes. So if you are traveling into the downtown area from Seguin, things will obviously be a little bit tricky because you can see a portion of the westbound lanes has actually minimized there on our map, which means that there could be some pretty big closures out there. I'll get our friends at TransGuide on the phone, but keep in mind the cameras out there aren't necessarily necessarily reliable. So we'll have to watch this area of our map very closely. Let's now take a jump over here into town because we do have a stall still reported off Loop 1604 eastbound there at Huebner Road. So I would say right now we're off to a pretty busy start as the commute does get rolling at 6:17 this morning, and we're going to see a lot more activity out there in the next few minutes or so, and that's always expected. But plan ahead. Loop 1604 in the north central side, especially this weekend, we'll see some material haul-off work that takes place at 8 in the morning, should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. Westbound main lane exit ramp closures to Lock Hill, Selma, and Vance Jackson Road is what you can expect. But stay updated. Scan the QR code that is now on your screen, so know before you go. That takes you to our KSAT traffic page, and it has a lot of helpful information on there when it comes to road closures. So as always, plan your commute ahead of time, guys.
Awesome. And allergens are a full contact sport this year.
Yes, they are.
Yesterday I had the tickle in my throat. You've been coughing and everything like that. A lot of folks are dealing with it. So
otherwise, I feel fine. It's
I
just
mean,
little nagging symptoms.
A lot of folks are not getting it. We've got just a slew of allergens. The updated count's going to be coming out, of course, later on this morning. All right, for this morning here in and around town, fog and mist, and it is very thick in places, especially right there around the airport. Temperatures are, it may be kind of a dampish cool, just low 60s, all that humidity out there. And then, like yesterday, humidity is going to go away mid-morning. We get up to 82 later on today. A bit of a breeze, not as warm, not as windy as yesterday, but still, just watch it with any sort of outdoor burning at all. Mark, you said you saw a little grass fire yesterday
near the airport.
Yeah, that can happen extremely quickly. It has been beautiful weather, and today's going to be another great day to head on out to the rodeo if you have not done so as of yet. And nothing like seeing the kids in the petting zoo with all the animals there. Thank you very much, Yvonne, for that picture. All right, here's what it looks like out at the airport. Now, from this vantage point, this appears to have improved slightly, but they're still reporting just 100 yards visibility, 2/3 of a mile out there, Port SA, 1/3 of a mile Randolph, 2 at Stinson, 1/4 mile at Pleasanton, and it's just this one spot sitting right there on Bexar County down into Atascosa County, and then going down 37 in toward the coastal plain. There are right around McMullen, Live Oak, B counties. There are some dense fog advisories issued out of the Corpus Christi Weather Service office. So a lot of humidity. Humidity dropped yesterday, of course, with that front that moved through mid-morning, came back in overnight, and then it's going to get pushed back on out of here with that front moving back on through the area. So it's going to be, again, a pleasant morning, or pleasant afternoon, I should say, with lower humidity, kind of breezy conditions. Then we go into tomorrow, and we are going to be seeing a little bit of the colder air trying to move on in here. Not real cold, just kind of knocking us back down to normal readings, and then some more humidity, and so that's going to also give us a lot more in the way of some clouds. We are going to continue to be influenced by this flow coming in here out of the southwest, and so a little bit cooler air moves in place, a little humidity and some disturbances. So it's going to be kind of one of those dampish sort of days, just cloudy day tomorrow. We're talking about that huge storm complex up there to the north, right there around the Great Lakes and northern Mississippi Valley, and then temperatures on top of that around Denver right now, 20 degrees below zero. That's just the regular old air temperature. We get a slight hint of that. Now that just puts us slightly below normal reading, 65. There are actually a couple of computer models that want to keep us only in the 50s tomorrow. Not really buying into that yet. I think we get up into the mid 60s. But we'll still be cooler than the past couple of days, and then it's warming right back up into the mid 80s by the first part of next week. Low temperatures, good indication that the humidity is going to come back into the picture with these low temperatures that are going to be staying in the 50s and 60s all the way going into the first part of next week. So the forecast today, 76 at noon, mostly sunny, breezy, drier air comes in the next few hours by mid to late morning, and then 82 high temperature today, still anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above normal. Humidity is going to come back in here tonight, and we'll be at 55 tomorrow morning, and then 65 for an afternoon temperature. That's it, with couple little sprinkly showers here and there, some fog in the morning once again, and then over the weekend we get warmer and we'll have some mist and drizzle in the mornings. Couple of showers hanging around here on Sunday, back to the 80s by the first of next week.
Back to the 80s.
Yeah, watch it this morning though, because it's really pea soup fog out there by the airport.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Mike.
621, 64 degrees.
A simpler way of using the Uber app is now on its way. What changes are coming and how it will impact those who use the app.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
In this morning's GMA First Look, olive oil in your coffee?
What we're really talking about is adding something that has like a health benefit and was not naturally occurring in whatever that food or beverage is.
Starbucks launching a new line of fortified drinks with a spoonful of olive oil to sneak in some extra nutrients into your morning cup.
It's possible that the thinking is when you add in olive oil to coffee, which is something that people drink every single morning in this country, right? Like masses of people consume it, that's one way to actually get that polyphenol into people's pattern of eating and drinking.
I'm telling you, you have to try an olive oil latte.
And coming up at 7 a.m., the health benefits that you could be missing out on as we see this fortified drink brewed up close. With your GMA First Look, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Rideshare service Uber is updating its app to personalize the experience to make it simpler for its users. Changes include easier access to saved locations and a streamlined method of ordering rides and deliveries. Also, some iPhone users will be able to track rides on their lock screen.
A new Samsung feature can make a copy of its user's voice. The feature uses AI, allowing people to answer a call by typing a text message, then your voice responds to the call. It can come in handy if you get a call in place where you can't speak out loud. For now, it's only available in Korea.
Mercedes-Benz says it's collaborating with Google to offer what it calls supercomputer-like performance in every car with automated driving sensors. The German automaker says features will include traffic info and automatic rerouting. Drivers will be able to watch YouTube when their vehicle is parked. Other car makers, including GM and Ford, have already installed Google services into their electric vehicles.
Time now 6:27 and 63 degrees for now.
Still ahead, we've probably all done it at one time or another. Are you sending passive-aggressive emails to your coworkers? A new study points to several trigger words and phrases that we might want to avoid. We'll have some tips on how to avoid saying or sending the wrong thing while you're on the clock at work.
Let's look out there with TransGuide. A lot of fog in our area, some dense fog. I-35 at Olympia, and there's a look at I-10 with dense fog. WW White Road. We'll be right back.
Just now waking up, it is 6:30 on your Thursday morning, and fog needs to be factored into your morning commute today as you head out to work or school. We'll talk to Mike and to Stephen in just a moment. Good morning, everybody. We made it to Thursday. That is the 23rd of February.
Happy Thursday. Hope you had a good weekend. Prepare for that fog. You might want to leave a few minutes earlier. You can barely see in some of those areas.
Yeah, it's down to almost zero in a lot of spots, particularly out there at the airport, even though this picture has improved slightly, but still reporting about 100 yards visibility out there at the airport. And this is basically a bullseye right on top of Bexar County. 63 right now. Dew point is also at 63, so we have 100% humidity out there. A little bit of a breeze coming in out of the north to northeast. Again, 100 yards visibility, basically a third of a mile out there at Randolph. It's improved slightly at Port SA as well as Stinson, but still a lot of thick fog sitting right on top of Bexar County, Atascosa County, a little bit in Wilson, as well as Comal and Kendall counties. Pleasanton, a lot of fog, and then going down to the coastal plain. But also you go up 35. But again, the bullseye is right here on Bexar County. This is going to be sticking around for the next couple of hours. Everybody is very warm, extremely humid. Of course, the humidity came back in after dropping down so much yesterday. And then we're going to do it all over again later on this morning with the humidity dropping down late morning and another beautiful, beautiful day. A lot of mold, a lot of ash, and then everything else out there. It looks like a grocery list as far as all the pollen, and that update is going to be coming out in about an hour. So we've got warm, humid, fog and mist around the area this morning. Then mostly sunny, drier air, kind of breezy, not as hot, not as breezy as yesterday, but still you got to be very careful with any outdoor burning. We're going to be up into the low 80s today. Then tomorrow, cloudy skies, get a little push of some cooler air moving in here, which is just going to put us back down to about a normal high temperature, a little bit below that, low to mid 60s. And one of those sort of dampish days, a couple of sprinkles out there after some morning fog. And we'll have some morning fog over the weekend as well. Plenty of clouds, humid, and it is going to get warmer and a few showers around here on Sunday. Then yet another front to start next week. What will that do with temperatures? Details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. Now, despite all the fog and mist, we haven't had too big of problems, have we?
You know, here in town, Mike, really, we're seeing a lot more of people out there. We're at the start of morning rush. 1604 at Pat Booker. There's 90 West at Zarzamora. Hey, again, we're at the start of morning rush, so we're going to see a lot more people out on the roadways. But we are still seeing some of that fog that has taken over our TransGuide cameras. We'll watch these areas closely, but as I mentioned, while we're not spotting major issues here in town, can't say the same out toward I-10 westbound at Graytown Road, just past 1604 on the far east side. You could see that we do have a crash that's been reported. I spoke to our friends at TransGuide, and unfortunately, they are not able to get us a shot of the conditions out there, but it has been reported, and as of right now, it is still active on the TxDOT website. So we're going to keep a close eye on this area, but I have not seen any major buildups just yet if you're traveling westbound into the downtown area. Let's get a wide look at the map, and as I mentioned, no major issues to report, but we have had our fair share of stalled vehicles, and it does look like we're going to start to see some congestion build up. We see it right there along 1604 as you're heading eastbound into the Alamo City. That's always expected, but with this fog, you want to give yourself plenty of time. Let's check out the travel times once again here from I-10 westbound heading in from Seguin. Because of that crash, we wanted to check to see how this would impact the commute, and right now it doesn't seem too severe. About 30 minutes if you're traveling in this early from the morning, and everywhere else like Lavernia along 87 northbound should be about 33 minutes, and for our friends in Floresville, still about a 30-minute drive time. But let's get it back here in town. 1604 Pat Booker. Yeah, foggy shots there, and you can see the commute is getting a lot busier. We are at the start of morning rush. Give yourself plenty of time. We'll track the roads closely and give you those updates coming up a little bit later on. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio police searching for a thief responsible for robbing a Lowe's hardware store here in San Antonio.
Alyssa Cole joins us live now from the southwest side near I-35 and South Zarzamora. Alyssa, did the suspect have a weapon?
You know, yes, police are saying the suspect had a handgun and he used it to threaten an employee here inside this Lowe's. But detectives, they have a new lead thanks to surveillance cameras inside this store. Those cameras captured the image you're about to see on your screen right now. You can see a man wearing a white polo shirt, a long sleeve white shirt, a gray cap, those jeans and white sneakers. Now, this man was wearing this outfit back on January 28th when he robbed the store. That was back on a Saturday night. It happened just after 8 o'clock. Detectives say after the robbery, he wound up getting away and leaving in an unknown vehicle from this parking lot that you see me standing in. If you have any information at all to help detectives crack this case, you're encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers at 224-STOP. Reporting live on the South Side, Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alyssa. San Antonio police and Crime Stoppers are also searching for this person who they believe was a part of a drive-by shooting at a gas station on the city's west side back on February 15th. Surveillance footage captured this image. You can see that person wearing sneakers, a dark T-shirt, and a pair of pants at the time of that drive-by. The victim says whoever shot at him did it from a vehicle while driving through the gas station without stopping. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at numbers on your screen, 210-224-STOP.
A local crime caught on camera, a car theft attempt that escalated into a shootout between homeowner and suspects. And as of now, those suspects are still on the loose this morning. Gunfire rang out in the early hours of Tuesday morning in Northwest Bexar County. Take a look at this video. A man walked out to his car being stolen. He says when the suspects pointed a gun at him, he fired at them. He thinks around 20 bullets were shot into his home. Luckily, he and his wife and children were not hurt.
Looking at the holes in their placement, I shouldn't be here. A man's home, that's we have to defend it, by any means necessary. And I've got 3 lives in there that I'm responsible for, and I'll give this life, for them anytime.
Now, at the time of the incident, Bexar County Sheriff's deputies were already responding to a call about men with guns in a driveway right around the corner. They believe the same people are responsible.
Tonight, we continue to our Fighting Fentanyl series. The synthetic opioid has created a deadly crisis throughout the country. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says that in 2021, more than 70,000 people died from overdosing on fentanyl. Now, tonight at 6 p.m., our Stephanie Jimenez takes us to Pearsall, a small city 55 miles southwest of San Antonio, and a number of people overdosed on fentanyl this past summer. And since then, Pearsall's police chief has been training his officers on how to keep themselves and the public safe from drug. You'll see tonight on KSAT at 6.
We are just weeks away from spring break 2023, and the tourism industry is optimistic about our city making a huge comeback this year. Visit San Antonio will be busy promoting the Alamo City domestically and internationally this March. #1 overseas market for tourists to the Alamo City is actually the UK. We get about 20,000 visitors from there each year. Visit SA says the goal is to double the numbers. And once tourists arrive, it'll be up to all of us to make them feel at home. 1 in 8 people in our city work in the tourism biz. If you'd like to help, seasonal jobs in the hospitality industry are still available.
Always looking for servers, housekeepers, cooks, things like that. And really, an entry-level job in a hotel is a great springboard into a career.
The forecast for 2023 have us breaking all occupancy records in the history of our city, but we've also already broken last year all average daily rate and RevPAR records for San Antonio.
Money earned from tourism industry also helps support the city budget, as well as things like the local arts.
Happening today, if you are looking for a higher paying job or you're ready to take on a new career path, career counselors are waiting to set you up with training and even help you look at furthering your education through the Ready to Work program. Now, there is an in-person informational session today between the hours of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Chrysalis Ministries Family Renewal Center. That is located at 509 San Pedro. Now, if you can't make it, we have more information about the program on our website at ksat.com.
Thursday morning, glad you're with us. Right now we're at 6:39, 63 degrees.
And are you sending passive aggressive emails to your coworkers? Well, a new study points to several trigger words and phrases you should avoid. Coming up next, how to keep you on the right track. Welcome back at 6:43. So for most of us, the majority of daily work communication happens through email. In fact, a recent poll found the average office worker receives around 121 emails every day.
Sounds about right. Whether intentional or not, the way you compose your emails could come out to be what's called passive aggressive, which could create extra tension and perhaps even jeopardize your job. Leslie Hudson explains how you can avoid saying the wrong thing.
With virtual communication at an all-time high, emailing, iMessaging, and DMs can lead to some miscommunication. A recent study from WordFinder found out what Gen Z and the millennials really think you're saying in your emails. For instance, per my last email reads to them, "Why didn't you read it the first time?" "Hope this helps," says to them, "Never ask me for anything again." And the list goes on and on. "Thank you for your feedback" is like saying, "Your criticism is totally incorrect." Other passive-aggressive phrases? "Just to clarify," "Just circling back," "As previously discussed," "Thanks for the input," "Just a few things," "A friendly reminder," and "At your earliest convenience." Younger workers say these messages sound aggressive, condescending, or just plain rude. HR experts say there are some preemptive steps you can take to make sure your intent is understood. First, decide if the topic is better suited for face-to-face conversation. If your message is one that can be relayed over email, reread the words, thinking about tone and potential reception. helping to keep the lines of communication open at the office. I'm Leslie Hudson reporting.
Okay. I mean, how many of you are watching at home? We're looking at the whole list saying, I've accidentally said that, or I've intentionally said that and didn't know that it came out so passive aggressive.
Delete, delete, delete.
Delete, delete, delete all sent emails. 6:45 on your Thursday morning.
Let's check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
Well, I have to speak for the millennials out there. Thumbs up. Also, no bueno. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Because it comes across as?
Just passive aggressive.
Okay.
And just letting you know, okay? So don't send me a thumbs up. Just tell me okay. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get a look at the roadways because I'm going to give this a thumbs up right now from what we are seeing. Not a lot out there here in town, but we have spotted plenty of fog, as you can see right behind me at these TransGuide cameras, 410 at FM 78. The commute is getting busier, and check out 281 at Winding Way. That shot really hasn't improved much, and of course, we are seeing a lot more folks out there, which means we're going to see some issues take place in congestion, unfortunately. Now, something that we've been keeping a very close eye on here in the traffic lab is this crash along I-10 westbound at Greytown Road. And unfortunately, our friends at TransGuide are not able to get us a shot of the conditions out there just because the cameras are a little unreliable in that particular area of town. But they did try, so I want to give them a thanks for that. Giving you a wide look at the map, this is what we're going to start to see a little bit more of. A lot of that red takeover. You see it again, US 90 eastbound as you head towards 1604 on the far west side of the map. And of course, on Loop 1604 on the northwest side. And yeah, 35 southbound, you can expect to see that as well. But other than that, no other issues are being reported aside from a few stalled vehicles out there. So check your vehicle before you get out on the roadway. And as the commute gets rolling, remember to use those low beams as long as that fog is out there. 281 is really where we're seeing it on the TransGuide cameras.
Yes, sir. I was just doing some more research about passive aggressive. Apparently, it happens more in texting. And sometimes we do it and we don't even know that we're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes I'm typing a text because I want to explain something, and I'm like, you know what, let me just pick up the phone and call because this sounds weird.
I prefer conversations. And by the way, I know you guys send me thumbs up. I mean, I know it comes from a loving place.
If thumbs up is bad, what's thumbs down?
Really bad?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I think thumbs down. It's not that bad. I don't think a thumbs down is interpreted as badly as a thumbs up. And really, we can talk about this all day long. But we could.
I'll just send you the hugs.
What does this mean when you go?
Hey. No, I expect a heart emoji from you guys.
Take a look at
Hearts
this.
and hugs.
How about a smiley moon face?
Aw, I like that.
I don't think anybody
slightly passive aggressive might go straight.
I'm sure it is to somebody out there. Anyway.
What is the moon really saying here?
Sarcasm.
Stop it, Mark. Anyway, yeah, beautiful picture. But here is, and we've been seeing a lot of pictures with Jupiter as well as Venus next to the moon. And then this one, and you can barely make it out right there, 3 of the Galilean moons of Jupiter. And can you see it on that? I don't know if it's close enough or you can see it on your TV set, but great looking picture there. And tonight's going to be another good night to do a little stargazing and or moon gazing with that waxing crescent moon. So here's what it looks like. This is not a good stargazing, sunrise, any kind of weather out there. It is murky. It is damp. You can see the reflection on the road out there by 410. Still reporting 100 yards of visibility, half mile at Randolph, mile and 2/3, pardon me, Port Isay to Stinson, and 4 miles out there at New Braunfels. So it's pretty much a bullseye right here on Bexar County, northern Atascosa County, and then more fog going down to the southeast. And this is going to be sticking around for the next couple of hours. We have temperatures that are once again well above normal by a good 15 degrees on average, and humidity, of course, is very, very high. But look off to the north and west. There's the drier air, and that's going to continue to come on in here by the middle of the mid to late morning, kind of like what it did yesterday. Here's the graphic showing that. So by mid-morning, we get the wind shift line coming around here, northeasterly wind, dew points drop down, sort of like the situation yesterday, and we're going to clear on out. We're going to warm up, not as warm and not as windy as yesterday, but still a good breeze out there, and we're going to be up in the low 80s by later on this afternoon. Now, temperatures this morning aren't going to be going anywhere for the next couple of hours, and then we will warm up to the mid-70s. Again, we get the dry air moving back on in here, winds out of the northeast, and then we top off at 82 later on this afternoon. There's some of the low clouds that you can see on the satellite picture, and we've got It's the tale of two different air masses around the United States. 21 below Casper, 10 below Denver. We are at 63, and even look at the difference there between Dallas and Oklahoma City. But all that really cold air is going to be staying up there to the north. We get a tiny sample of it, I guess is the best way to describe it tomorrow, which is only going to put temperatures back down to slightly below normal readings since we've been so much on the warm side the past couple of days. 76 at noon, mostly sunny, somewhat breezy, much drier air, humidity goes away, 82 for a high temperature today. Then overnight humidity comes back in here, and we are going to be staying almost steady tomorrow, mid 60s in the afternoon. We're going to have a couple little sprinkles around here and there, kind of a dampish sort of day, fog in the morning. We'll probably have some morning fog over the weekend. A few showers scattered about here and there Sunday. Not any rain of any consequence, unfortunately. Milder this weekend, hotter next week again.
But a little cool break for Friday, even though it won't be pretty.
Just a little bit. Yeah, not the prettiest day. Today's going to be gorgeous again.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
No, hugs. Heart. That's right, Steve.
Mike, I'm just going to hide my hand. 61, 63 degrees.
Okay, we have important news if you are planning to travel anytime soon. Coming up tomorrow on GMSA, how to keep respiratory bugs and viruses at bay as you get away.
Outside with Live Cam on your Thursday. Thanks for starting your day with us here on KSAT 12. We do appreciate it, every single one of you viewers. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's 6:54.
Let's go straight to Stephen Cavazos.
We've been tracking the roadways all morning long, and of course the big headline has been the fog out there. Guys, let's get a quick look around town really quick. Your last look here, 281 has really been that shot where we've seen a lot of it, but also 410 at Cherry Ridge. The commute that is getting busier minute by minute now that we are at the start of morning rush. Watch out, because this crash is still being reported by TxDOT. I-10 westbound there at Graytown Road. Thankfully, it's not really been causing any issues out there in terms of the commute, but it's something that we're going to have to watch very closely throughout the morning. And of course, you can expect to start to see a lot more of that congestion take over the roadways. See it right there along US 90 as always, and 35 on the northeast side heading into San Antonio, Mike.
Especially since the roads are damp and we've got all this thick fog right smack on top of San Antonio. Out there at the airport, again, visibility is about 100 yards. You almost can't see your hand in front of your face if you're on the roads. Half-mile Randolph and 2 Stinson, half-mile at Pleasanton. This is going to be sticking around for the next couple of hours. It's very mild out there, although you might want a light jacket just because it's kind of that dampish cool. Then we get drier air coming in here later on this morning, 76 at noon, beautiful day, 82, kind of breezy. It's going to be one of those sort of dampish days tomorrow. Lots of clouds, some fog in the morning, a sprinkle or two during the day, 65 in the afternoons, and parts of the hill country may not even get out of the upper 50s tomorrow, and then warmer over the weekend. A lot of clouds, a little morning mist, and then a few showers on Sunday. Yet another front, but it's one of those that's going to warm us up in behind it. Drier air and 80s to start off next week.
One of our viewers, Mary Elena Amelia Elizondo, just sent us a heart, a thumbs up, a clap, and a hug saying, pick your emojis, because now you guys all have me confused.
We'll take the heart.
The heart.
See you back at 9.